Did you know it was possible to build a rat deck without this in it? It's possible. And how is that possible? Well, it's with Totentanz, the Swarm Piper. If you don't know what he does, he is the new Swarm Lord here for the rats. For 3 mana, you get a 2/3 that allows any non-token creature that dies, including himself, to give you a rat token, and he can give an attacking rat Death Touch. So it's kind of hard for your opponents to go, well, I really don't want to get hit by that rat, but you don't want to really trade a 1/1 rat for like their best creature if they have to block something. So it gives options, or you can swing in wide and it's like, do they take out the utility creature? Well, I can give it Death Touch. So there's a lot of good things going on here. Now, as for the rest of the deck, I'm not going to talk about the cards individually. I'm going to give you 5 cards that I like in the deck that are brand new, that work really well here, and let's go over them right now. First up is Goblin Bombardment from the Enchanting Tales slot. 1 in a red, sack a creature, do 1 damage to any target. This thing does a ton of work in this deck, because as we're sacrificing non-token creatures with Totentanz on the board, you get a rat, which then can also be sacrificed to the bombardment to shoot something, and you have other triggers with death creatures like Blood Artist and Zulaport Cutthroat and things like that. There's a lot of good functions to have a free sacrifice engine in the deck. We also have the inverse of that, Impact Tremors, 2 mana, the same as the other one, but when a creature comes into play, we get to ping our opponents down. So as our stuff dies, we get more and more pings as the rat tokens are created, or if we're making rat tokens with other things, we get more and more pings as we go along. This does a lot of work for us in just chipping away at our opponent's life totals and eventually swinging in to kill them. We also have Lord Skitter, the Sewer King, for 3 mana, 3/3. Makes a rat every turn. It's basically a Bitter Blossom for rats. We get a rat that can't block every turn, but then it just builds up our rat swarm, and every time a rat comes into play, we get to eat something out of a graveyard. So if your opponent has flashback spells or Reanimator or whatever, make a rat, get rid of the targets. That's all you got to do. And it goes really well hand in hand with Totentanz, because the little bit of lore they give us on the intro screens for this says that Totentanz's pipe was given to him by Lord Skitter to give him the ability to control rats. So I thought it was just a great include. And then we also have Shared Animosity. And this goes hand in hand with all the rat stuff that we're making, because this looks at the creature types on the board and goes, okay, when you swing with multiple creatures of the same type, they're going to get +X/+0 for each other creature you control of the same type. So for example, you swing with 4 rats, they get +3/+0. So if you have a swarm full of rats, you're going to run your opponent over really quickly. This goes great with the cards that grant rats Menace and Death Touch and all kinds of other stuff as well, because you can just force your opponent to be like, well, I have to block this, and they're going to lose their creature no matter what, or you can make them so big it just destroys the creatures anyways. And then speaking of going hand in hand with Shared Animosity, we have the Song of Totentanz. Now, this is a rat fireball for all intents and purposes. You make X rats, they have haste, and you just swing in with them. And if you have Shared Animosity, those things are going to get big and really dangerous really fast. I love this card. Every time I've cast it, it's done some just good work for me. So this is the deck I have for you guys right now. We'll talk more about it after the gameplay. Kaito Dancing Shadow. Let's give this a whirl. This is going to be the second time I've recorded this video because I messed up my audio in the first one. So let's hopefully get some good games in here while we're at it. We're going to go Fabled Passage on 1 just to get a red. Unless I draw a red, then I might do the Harried Spearguard to start this off with. And this is the first time I've ever drawn Tattered Ratter, so I'm getting some new stuff at least. On the bright side, though, with the failure of audio, I get to actually go back and fix the deck a little bit, because I don't normally get that luxury. I usually just put it together and go with it, but in this case, I actually get to go back and go, okay, this would have worked better if I'd have done this. Let's go red, because then I can do the Spear Guard and something else next turn, like Cavalcade. And now I get to do for 2 damage instead of 1. And now let's see. This is where things get interesting. It's like, what do I do with this? Do I do Goblin Bombardment? Do I do Totentanz? Do I do the Ratter? I don't have any rats. Actually, I might do the Raid Bombardment, I think. Yeah, or Goblin Bombardment, not Raid Bombardment. Wrong bombardment. Because then if they try to hit it with something, I can sacrifice it to the bombardment and shoot them with it, and then they don't get the benefit of whatever spell they're trying to use.
So this is my opponent. I'm not impressed.
So, like, they're going to do this where they make it so it can't attack. I'm just going to sacrifice it and hit them. And if I remember how this works, I don't think they get the plus, because the target disappeared. No, they didn't. So, it also nullified that, getting an additional +1 counter. I think. Don't quote me on that. Let's see here. Let's go with, because I'm not drawing lands, Cutthroat. And we'll just keep going face. And then we still have the option to sacrifice stuff to the bombardment to shoot things if need be. Okay, they're gonna spark double Kaito. I was right. It did nullify or no, it didn't. It did get the plus. I was wrong.
I can run circles.
So now they can make it so neither of these can attack this turn, but that's okay.
Too slow.
Wow, we are not getting lands right now. All right, we're gonna sacrifice the rat token to get a treasure and draw a couple cards. Hey, there's a land. You know, I knew the deck had it in it. Let's do. Let's go ahead and do the impact tremors. That way we can get them coming and going. This deck is all about like little creatures doing extra damage when they attack, when you sacrifice, when they come into play. Like, it's just got a lot. It has lots of ways to chip in extra damage, which is what I like. And I gotta be careful. I've almost hit my mic like 3 times with all my hand talking, but that's a habit I have.
Let's clean up this mess.
All right. Let's go Metallic Mimic. We'll find the rat in here. And then that would sacrifice the treasure, which I don't want. Let's just go with Pack Rat. Can't attack, which is fine. The beautiful part is if they decide to try to wipe the board, I can just be like, I'll just sack all my stuff and throw it at your head anyways. Okay, Inexorable Tide. We're okay. What is the... I can't even remember what the ult is. Oh, it's just a minus. So, not the end of the world.
I can run circles around you.
Yeah, the beautiful part here is I don't really have to attack to get anything out of this. Like, I'm not that concerned. So the Pack Rat can't attack.
Let's show these scrapheads what real tech.
And they're making more drones.
I've got the technological edge.
Alright. So what can we do with this mess? We have a lot of non-token creatures on the board, so I think it's going to be best if I drop Totentanz, so that if the stuff dies, I'm getting rat tokens out of it. And we're also going to... We're going to do Bitter Reunion. We'll discard Lord Skitter's Butcher. I want to keep the Ratter. Alright. So we have some options. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and use the treasure. We'll play the Gnawing Vermin. This just gives me a bunch of things I can do. You can mill a couple cards. Alright. Not attacking, because we have to control what we're doing. But There's a big butt attached to this. I might be able to kill them outright. Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm going to start blocking drone tokens if they start swinging them.
All right, little buddy. Let's clean up this mess. Phyrexia has
I
minions,
have that
and
ability.
I have friends.
Alright, so past the blocks. I'm going to block here. See, these have death touch, so it's like... I'm trying to think if I can kill them before the shield really gets to be an issue. I think we'll go 3 blocks. I'm going to go bombardment. I'm going to shoot them in the face. I'm going to sack the gnawing vermin. I'm going to use the negative counter off of it. Or not counter, the -1/-1 to kill the 1000-face shadow. We get 2 triggers of this. They're at 12. I'm going to sack the pack rat. No, bombardment. Misclicking, because I'm trying to figure out what the logic here is. So this is going to get another 2 hits. And then I'm going to do it again, sack the metallic mimic. I think I have them. Alright, we'll pass the damage. My turn. Goblin bombardment. Shoot. Sack. Do 2. Shoot. Sack. Do 2. And then shoot, sack, do 2. We got just the right combination of stuff with Totentanz on the board. Able to just keep cycling extra creatures along with the drains and paying us to just drain them out before anything really bad happened. Tatsunari. Alright. So we got kind of a drain deck versus drain deck type of scenario. Oh my god, that's a no-land hand. Well, I can't keep that. Keep this. That was just not right. Alright, double black up. Let's go ahead and do the Blight Belly Rat in case they have a 2-mana kill target creature in their hand. Or, in this case, that. Which is fine. Do I chance the pack rat? That's the question. We'll go ahead and see if we can burn some more removal, because we have other things in the deck I would rather live. Like, I'd rather have the Mirkwood Bats live and Totentanz versus, you know, them goofing around over there with that stuff. We'll go red on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and drop Totentanz just to give them a different target to look at. Oh, they went full. They went the full drain. Okay. Well, now they have a toad, so they can make those fly. So let's go Plaza. Let's go... What do I do? Cavalcade doesn't do me much. Let's go ahead and do the Mirkwood Bat. I might have a counter now. Or just another kill spell. Full send? Oh, they didn't do full send that time. Shark Typhoon. Okay. There's Raid Bombardment. That's pretty good for us. Let's drop that and the Cavalcade of Calamity. I think. Or maybe it's the Throne. No. Okay. Excuse me, I got a cough. Still getting over my cold. Have to edit that one out of the sound bit. Oh, it's a big shark. Complicates things a little bit. I really need to get one of my multi token makers online. I'm also probably gonna have to start just dropping pack rats on the board or something. Let's drop this because I could do double pack rat this turn. We'll pass. I can't swing into the two sharks. That would be stupid. Yeah, Shark Typhoon's a stupid card, let me tell you. What I really need is one of my Death Drainers that gives me hits on them as I sacrifice things. Because I could play Ashnod's Altar and then start sacrificing. Okay. I mean, if you want to do that, I'll go ahead and get a black mana out of the deck. Is there anything? Yeah, let's get the Blood Crypt. Let it enter tapped. We do not need to shock ourselves when we have a lot of flying stupid coming. Okay. In response, we're going to discard the Ambusher to make a pack rat copy to hit them with a ping, and then we're going to do the same thing here, but we're going to sacrifice or get rid of the Cavalcade of Calamity because none of my stuff is 1 toughness right now. So I might as well go ahead and do that. Or 1 power. And I'm getting a 1/1 rat, but let's see how my pack rats stack up against all their stuff. Really? Block, block, block. I'll take the other 10. Unless we're planning on wiping the board. There it is. Well, Totentanz is going to give me some stuff, so. Luckily, I didn't take all that extra damage. That would have been dumb. We'll name black so the rats hit harder. We'll swing with the rats. And then we'll just go ahead and drop Totentanz again. There's no point in not swinging him out. Because if he dies again, we just get another rat. That's a big old boy. Plus, that way he's online and ready to go if we need to. Loses all abilities. That sucks. Alright. That altar might come in handy here. We'll see. Yeah, losing that raid bombardment just really sucked earlier. We're going to sack him now, put him back to post, use the mana that it left behind to go ahead and recast him so the Mystic Subdual can kind of kiss my grits. And then we'll just sit on this because I can block and with Totentanz if I need to, or I can sack a rat in order to block and death touch something with. Well, I can't block because they don't block, but we just have to survive. Totentanz is gonna have to block the Beseju branch over here, but that's okay. That's all I need for right now is to survive 1 more turn. Give me something, because they're effectively at 6 or 5, excuse me. Ooh, is this lethal? Kill the 5/5 swing, because the mana value is 0. I don't lose anything. So, and I just added Fetus 1 because I forgot to put it in the original build of the deck. Dina. All right. Let's see what we got. Ooh, I like this, and I get one of my favorite cards in this. This card, Shared Animosity, is so dang good in this deck. I mean, any deck that has shared creature types where there's a majority shared creature type in it, you really if you're in red, you should be running that card. Oh, and Song of Totentanz, which is really good too. I've only got to cast it one time, but that one time I made it count. And it made for an explosive ending to somebody's game. But like you couple that with like shared animosity and it's just stupid. I just think it's funny that in the original Eldraine they did the Piper of the Swarm as like the Pied Piper, then they went back and actually made a named Pied Piper. It's just it kind of cracks me up a little bit. All right, so what am I doing here? I think at this point it would be best to play Totentanz. So if they decide to start removing things, I'm getting rats. Because I have the shared animosity, I want as many rats as possible on the board. Because it's just going to cause all kinds of nightmares for our opponents. Alright. They can double block. They're not going to be able to kill anything doing that. Let's get the raid bombardment down. And I'm just going to go ahead and swing with both. So this will trigger twice. So this, if they block with the pests, it'll just mitigate the life gain, basically. So now we have Rankle and Torbran coming down, which is really good too, is a possibility. That's dangerous with Dina, though. Because if they gain life, loses they. I think that's an infinite combo. I think we got to get rid of that. Okay, what to do, what to do, what to do. I think the play... I don't know what... Do I... I think we're going to attack with both. Get the 2 hits. See if they block with one of these. They didn't. We're going to ninjutsu the Piper of the Swarm back to my hand. Hit them with the Mukutai Ambusher. And then I'm going to play Lord Skitter's Blessing, and I'm going to put a thing on that, or the roll, was it Wicked Roll, is what it creates, on the Mukutai Ambusher. So if I kill it, I'm not, completely heartbroken. Oh boy. Gain, lose life. Oh, they got the infinite combo. Yep, we're screwed. Screw it. I hate that deck. Xenagos. Alright. Well, there's ways to abuse that. We'll see if they are playing them. Ugh. No black mana. No red mana, but black mana to play with black cards. So, we'll take it. I'm gonna go Nezumi Informant first. Oh, there's some red mana. We'll go ahead and start picking their hand apart. Ideally, they don't get anything really to play this next turn, or they just go for like a mana rock or something, and then I can ninjutsu in the Nezumi Prowler. Oh, I screwed that up. Never mind. We'll go with Voracious Vermin then. I goofed. Okay, they're still just going for rocks anyways, so... Alright, so we'll go ahead and swing. Now we'll do this, because I'm just a freaking dummy. We'll bounce this, the Informant, so I can redo the Informant and rip another card out of their hand. Sorry, I had to think for a second. How to phrase that? Alright, Xenagos down. Now, okay, so we have 2 options here. We can play Rankle and Torbran, or we can do the Vanquisher's Banner. Well, I can't play Rankle. I don't have the second red. Never mind. It's Vanquisher's Banner. And naming Zerat. And they are down to 7. We're just playing rat beats right now. But here comes a burn down the house or something, right? I think, unless they play another blocker, they're dead. Now they're really dead. Well, even if they played another blocker, I have Feed the Swarm. I would take the damage and just go ahead and swing for full out. So they were dead either way. Ivy. All right. Well, on Arena, this is usually a pile of mutate creatures. Ooh, I got a rat out, though. I like it. Also got a Tattered Ratter, which is only the second time I've drawn that card. Like, in a dozen games. Alright, I'm going to put the rat out here. I'm going to see what they do. Because the key to beating an Ivy deck is simply to kill the Ivy. Over and over and over again. But in this case, I think... How does it work? If you target it, or if yeah, it's the targeting part. Alright, we're just going to kill Ivy straight. I'm not going to sit and wait, because that would just get us in trouble. Alright, so we're going to do Metallic Mimic. I'm going to name a rat. Swing with my non-blocking rat. But yeah, I've learned a long time ago, the key to beating an Ivy deck is you got to keep Ivy out of play. As long as she's not around to copy enchantments, copy targeted pumps, and copy the mutate stuff, she's not that hard to beat. Because then they have to put all their eggs in one basket rather than splitting it up between her and something else. Alright, we got Nashi on board. The bad part is I can't get through that unless I just kill it outright. Got this, which would kill the Essence Symbiote if they decide to block. These are both rats, but I'm not going to block or swing with that. I'll swing with that, though. It'll get plus... Okay, bye-bye. They didn't read the ratter. Nice. Oh, that's one thing I do like about new cards is a lot of people don't pay attention to what they do. Alright, there's that. We're gonna do... We'll go ahead and do the Plaza. I'm swinging because there's no way they're freaking blocking this crap. Well, Ninjutsu will bounce the Ratter because I want the extra damage off of Nashi getting the counter. Metallic Mimic is just better. What in the heck is that? Okay. Yeah, we'll play Ashnod's Altar. Unfortunately, I can't do much with that, but it can make it so I could do a Twisted Sewer Witch soon. Slumlord. We'll have some options. Probably play the Slumlord next turn. I'm not too fussed by what they got going on over there. Oh, that is funny. Let's go ahead and get Totentanz down, and then we'll have the Tattered Ratter too. Ah, they had to wash away. You son of a biscuit. Okay. Alright, we'll just go ahead and play the Tattered Ratter. And I'm just going to go ahead and swing. If they want to block, it'll kill Orvar. I'm not too concerned. And if they don't want me to steal something, they have to block Nashi. And they lose Orvar. Oh, the things we got to deal with. I hate washout. Just, it seems so unfair to have, especially if you're packing a super expensive commander. It just seems so fair to have a 1-mana counterspell that can just be like, nope. Yeah, they were looking at the Ratter again like, what does that do again? Ooh, bombardment, thanks. Now, if they pull any stupid shenanigans, I'm killing their stuff. Like, Ivy is going to be toast, and so is that Miscloaked Herald. Bombardment. No. Yeah, you're not getting your second copy. Sorry. Padeem, the Consul of Innovation. This is the one that gives artifacts hexproof. I mean, this is not god awful, and I can do a turn 2 tribute or a Piper of the Swarm. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. It's a couple extra points of damage that we're taking for the rats, but it's fine. It's like, what did they mill? Alright, let's do the Mutavault, get the summoning sickness on that thing out of the way. If we do mana red, we can play this. And then we can still play Pack Rat as well. So then as the rats come back to me, the Pack Rat turns into a 3/3. And I could feasibly drop Vanquisher's Banner next turn. So we have some options. We'll see what they do. Otherwise, I could do Piper of the Swarm. Yeah, we'll take the ding. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this while they're tapped down. Rats. And yes, I know we'll just decline. I don't need the extra card right now. I know they're going to block. What's funny is I could ninjutsu the ambusher for the Echo of Death's Wail and just replay and get more rats. What the heck does that thing do? Return target creature power less than... Oh god, they can bounce any of my stuff. Alright. So what I'm probably going to do is play the One Ring to protect myself. We'll do the Arcane Signet first. Because we need the cards. Oh my god! What? Oh, you son of a bitch. Pardon my French. Yeah. That angers me mightily. I hate blue. Do I take it? This would be putting me down to 2. Blah. Crap. My turn. Alright, we're going to swing with both. We're going to decline. We're going to ninjutsu. We're going to bounce the rat token. I'd rather keep the Echo of Death's Wail. I'd rather not give them things to hit me with. This will give me 4 life back. We're going to replay Piper. Replay Pack Rat. And we'll end the turn. I'll probably draw a card off the Mind Stone. Piper of the Swarm is probably going to be thrown under the bus, so to speak. They're at 12. Depending on how they attack and how they do stuff, might be okay. Now, if they're able to power up the Surge Engine and remove one of my blockers, I'm just dead. So it's kind of hard to say what's going to happen here until they do it. Oh no, they're just going to return something. What are they returning? Surgical Metamorph. Copy of any permanent on the battlefield. Okay. So what are they getting? Another duplicator. And that's fine. Okay. I might power up my Mutavault to block. Instead of using the mana to do anything else. Stop. Block. So here comes the dumb question. So I can get 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 13 damage across? If I play that? Well, let's see what happens. If they have a counterspell, it doesn't do anything anyways. And we do have mana to make a decline. To make a rat, to make the pack rat bigger. Alright, before damage, pack rat activation will make a rat. And then we're gonna pick this one. Not gonna give them mana, and I'm not making them sack anything. Oh, dang, finally. God, stupid mono blue. Chulane. Ugh. Talk about a busted commander. Out of that whole Brawl series that they made, like, Chulane and Corvold were just ridiculous. Here's one of the cards I added as a change-up to some of my weaker rats. And yes, I know it's technically not a rat, but it counts as one. Come on, opponent. You're already playing a deck I don't like. Don't color my opinion of you as a player either. Yeah, we're just gonna swing. I don't want to cast this just as the straight human side. I want the rats. We have a pest problem, and I want it to grow. That's interesting. Alright, this is what you call a counterspell check. I want to see if it hangs. Okay, it did not, so let's go ahead and drop the throne. The only way that would really get me is if they had like a null or something that would be able to hit the throne. That couldn't hit the rat catcher. Then I would just be very sad. They must have stuff that creates tokens when they come into play or something. Alright, let's just keep on just building up our rats. Let's just go Skitter's Butcher, make a thing, and turn. Because I can't destroy anything with that. So if we top deck something like a, okay, we were just plowing through so fast they couldn't do it. Like I just want to say, like if they were to play Chulane, like get a land, play Chulane, they got a 2/4, and we would get through 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage straight, and then they would die to the throne. So, all right, we got Hylda. Let's see what Totentanz can do to this. Impact Tremors and Pack Rat. This could be a decent hand. Let's go ahead and try it. Fan Bearer, okay. I'm probably gonna go ahead and just ramp a little bit to start. Because ideally what we can do is do Blight's Death Pathway, drop Bantu's Monument, and then be able to drop the Tangled Colony. We'll do red with this. Do Monument and Colony. So now we have our 3/2. We have Pack Rat, Blood Artist in hand. We have Totentanz in the command zone. Impact Tremors. Like, we could chain a bunch of spells. Like, one more Black Source, and I could drop pretty much everything in my hand in one big slam, which I kind of like. Alright. Not the black mana we wanted. Okay, 2 red. So let's do Impact Tremors. And then let's go ahead and do... Let's go Pack Rat and Totentanz. That way I can swing with the Tangled Colony and I'll still get, like, more rats. Like, if they want to block with Gadwick, they're going to take 4 damage for doing it. Like, this, if this dies to, like, any significant amount of damage, there's going to be a lot of life loss going on. Because you're going to have all these Impact Tremors triggers. Destruction spells. Very frustrating. It makes me want to almost run, like, short reanimation spells like Unearth and stuff like that, just to get my small stuff back when this kind of stuff starts happening. Okay, that's frustrating. But the nice part about Pack Rat is eventually I'm going to be able to just start slamming that stuff around. Go, my rat. I mean, go ahead and block. Be my guest. Nope, okay. Now it makes me wish I had, like, a sacrifice engine. Now, if I have a dead draw of any sort, I'm just going to start feeding it into the Pack Rat and make more copies of it. Oh, okay. They didn't like my Impact Tremors. We're gonna pass. I need more rats, and this way I can actually dodge the other stuff. So I'm kind of okay with that. I can just start flinging this stuff to the Pack Rats. Okay. Like, whatever. So now it's like, I don't care. What is this thing's deal? This is going to hurt. This much I know. But I'd rather not have that in my way. Alright. I'm like debating. Do I send? Yeah, I send forth the rats. Cherry Animosity can do its thing. It's like they want Gadwick. They don't want to lose it. See, they have the Fan Bearer. They can tap something and make a blocker, so I have to be careful of that fact. Plus, they have Hylda doing its thing now. Or we can just do this. You know, there's that functionality too. Yeah, we're just gonna slam. It doesn't matter. I mean, they're gonna block. I have no delusions here. I'm not gonna pay to do that. That's 4 triggers of Blood Artist. Let's see if they have a way to get around this. Oh, no counters, huh? Darn. Ashnod's Altar. Yeah. I love it. Chulane. I beat up on a Chulane earlier today. Yeah, we'll try it. I just went too fast and beat them to death before they could actually do anything with it. But make no mistake, this is a busted commander. And I've lost more than I've won. Well, got a Spark Double and got rid of the way to get the Spark Double back. That's kind of nice. So, depending on what they do, if they ramp, we're probably just going to play Bantu's Monument. Or we're not, because they just made it cost too much to do that. Yeah, no, whatever. I'm going to play the Tangled Colony. Screw it. I'm just going to sit back on this, because that way that they can't swing with Thalia. Because I can still block and then put the -1, -1 on Thalia. So they're not going to swing into this. Ooh. Okay. It's like, do I play Lord Skitter's Blessing or do I play the Voracious of Vermin? I think I play the Blessing only for the fact that I don't have, like, anything else going on. I'm just going to swing because they can't afford to block stuff. Alright, now they can. I can actually 2-for-1 them right now. I think that's might be what I'm going to do, too. I think I'm going to Bone Splinters the Incubation Druid, sack the Gnawing Vermin, and put the negative on Thalia. Just get rid of that stupid thing. Play my Goblin Bombardment when I have the opportunity to do so before the next taxation effect comes into play. Alright, so now we have ways of getting our stuff down and not being taxed to death for it. Oh boy. That's a problem, child. That should be banned in this format. Okay. Can't look at their hand with that, so that's not a play. Let's go ahead and play Bantu's Monument. And then let's go ahead and play the Okiba Reckoner raid. I'm just going to apply as much pressure as I can. Probably going to do Voracious Vermin because it just gives me things to fling into the Goblin Bombardment. Plus we have Bastion of Remembrance. If we have a land, that would actually be the best thing, is to do Voracious Vermin and the Bastion, because then it gives me 2 chunks of fodder, and I can just start grinding away at their stuff. Like, I can kill the Savior, I can kill the Tangled Forahedron, or I can just start doming them. But this is why Paradox Engine should be banned into the ground, because it allows just dumb stuff like this. Alright. But no land. Gotcha. Alright. So let's do Bastion. We'll do Blood Artist as well. Next, I'm just going to start pounding into things. If they want to kill that, I'll gladly I'll take the fodder. You know, it just gives me ways to do things. I mean, please, block it. Thank you. That's 3 rats for me. And you lose another life, too. 2 life, actually, because the wicked roll. Yeah, you're just dead now. So, 2, 4, 6. Bye-bye. Actually, it's more than that. Oops. Take that. Ugh. Hate some of those cards in that deck. Yarok the Desecrated. Alright, well, usually don't do too well against that deck, but let's see what we got. Because we do have Rat into Bombardment or Animosity, or we have Tangled Colony as well. Could do Rat into Totentanz. There's a few options here. Come on. But yeah, I never really do all that great against this deck. They just have so many ways of just blowing up all your stuff and getting life back and everything that it's just never good. And reusing ETBs with a time twist. So right now, because I got a Nashi, I think what I might do is ninjutsu the burglar rat back to hand, just so I can hit him again with the rat. And what do we get here? Oh, I'll take my Blood Artist. I don't care about... Was that a counter? No, it's an exile. Yeah, screw that. Don't care. So, like, this turn, I could do Burglar Rat and the Tangled Colony. Or I could do one of those and the Goblin Bombardment. Let's swing Nashi to start. Let's see if they block Rusko. I just don't know what kind of reanimation package they have in that deck. I don't know if they're not paying attention or if they're judging. Should I allow them to steal something? I've already played a land this turn, so I can't do anything with that. So let's go ahead and burgle their hand. And then I'm probably gonna do the bombardment, or not the bombardment, the Tangled Colony, because I want to have the ability to have a good attacker and more rats on the board. This gives me 3 rats, so the shared animosity gets just even better. Alright, so now they can blink Rusko and get more midnight clocks and just do dumb stuff. Game? Maybe game froze up on the midnight clock triggers for some reason. Alright. Let's go Mountain. And let's go Totentanz. Bombardment. Next, we'll send the 3 powers in. I'm okay. If Rusko dies, I'm quite okay with that. Okay. I get a rat back because I played Totentanz, though. And I get Blood Artist triggers, so... And if they decide to try to wipe the board, I'll just start sacking stuff to the bombardment all the way down to the Blood Artist. Okay. Alright, 3 rats. I might even sacrifice Totentanz right now to the bombardment to get an additional rat. Like, because I think in the grand scheme of things, I like that idea because then it gives me 4 rats to give my stuff extra damage. That has to die, unfortunately, to actually get anything out of it. So it's like I can't really net any extra rats by pinging down the Tangled Colony. So, ooh. Alright. Well, let's just go with Shared Animosity. I like that option. Because this is probably lethal. Between what gets through and the fact that I can just start sacking to the Goblin Bombardment, I think they're screwed. Because 12 is getting through. And then I can just sack 2 of them and they die. Actually, 1 would do it because of the Blood Artist. And now we might get the Salty Rope. Oh, they actually just took the lethal. They didn't even bother to like make me sack the stuff. Okay. I'll take it. So what did you guys think? I really had fun with this deck. Now, this is actually the second time I've had to record this entire video. I had an audio corruption. But this did allow me to have a good point of view on the deck of its original build and what to actually take out and try to make the deck a little bit better. So this actually played a little more consistently rather than explosively. Like sometimes you go, okay, boom, it will explode and go off. This one was a little more consistent because we added some things in here that I didn't have in the original build, and I really enjoyed it, and it was just a lot of fun to play. So what do you guys think? What would you add to this deck? What would you take away from this deck? Would you even play this deck? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.